This is the Apple 1 month overview reading for December 2022. It's currently November 10th, 2022, 7:13 p.m. Eastern Time. At the time the photograph was taken, it was November 9th, 2022, 10:31 p.m. Eastern Time. Apple was $1.34.87 at the time. So the overall theme and behavior, guys. First off, we have an important trough or low here on a one year scale. It'll stand out on a 1 year chart, in other words, and it forms within a period of volatility when there's a sharp drop that'll stand out on a 1 month chart. Behavior, it's crossed with a notable move higher that will also stand out on a 1 month chart. And there's a couple places where it looks like the move higher, it almost appears as though the move higher comes out of that trough or drop. We'll have to take a closer look, but behavior around the high, we have a decline from a key support level on a 1 month chart at least, down to another key support level on a 1 month chart at least, and then we rotate sideways along that support level, out of the high. And then behavior around the low, there's a decline into the low that marks a notably lucrative opportunity to open up a long position, which is interesting, being that we see another low or lower low, possibly the same low or a lower low in January. My sense is that there's a move higher when I look at the 1 year for Apple. We have a fast sudden move higher early on in the year, and it's correlated to the strength card, so it comes out of a decline. All right, so we also have that fast sudden move higher to reach a high there, right? Interesting. Let's take a look at Apple for the October reading and see how we did. Okay, so we have a chart here of October. I put a vertical white line on the borders of October. So the next candlestick after this white line is the first day of October. The last candlestick before this white line is the last day of October. So we're going to take a look. For October, we had a rally that offered an opportunity to open up a short position, and it was crossed with a significant move to the upside. Looks to me like, so we started the month at this low. We might have had a little bit of a decline here after a move higher, but we came back to the same low, and then we rallied pretty high. Now we're at basically, we had like a significant drop the following month, leaving an opportunity there. As far as the highs and the lows, so we had our first low on the 3rd. That's right on the ball. Looks like the 5th, 6th we had a crest. On the 7th we had, yeah, that's a little bit off. So that star is really like this candlestick right here. But even so, we said decline here, and then we would have a high low and a low within close proximity to each other. It looks like I was a little bit off on the timing there. So we did have a new low here on the 10th. After reaching a new high, we have a new low, right? And then it looks like possibly a lower one. 18th. So I may have missed this trough here. I may not have. It depends on. It's hard to remember. Sometimes, like it was October, I probably was reading these ruins, their placements a little bit differently at the time. But in any case, there's a trough, showing a trough here. Whether or not I predicted it, I'd have to go take a look. And then on the 18th, we're off on that as well a little bit. We do have a high, like we move higher, and we have a high before another low there on the 18th. So it does stand out, but definitely not the highest high. What I should have noticed, where I messed up here, is that we have a correlation on the 26th here to an opportunity to open up a short position. Okay, well, we had this low here, this prominent low on the 27th. We nailed that. There was an opportunity here to open up the short position, whether or not you wanted to sell it here or you wanted to sell it here. A very good opportunity. and there was a prominent move higher to create, it was crossed with a prominent move higher to create that out of a prominent low. So we were in a prominent low for not just the month but the year, and now we have a prominent high. It stands out on a 1 month chart, but it'll also stand out on a 1 year chart based on that, right? It'll stand out. So a little bit off, a little bit on. I think for the most part, if I was to have if I was to use the overall theme behavior to open up a short position based on this rally, and I took it upon myself to follow the instructions and do so on, let's say, on the 18th, I could have made money the next day. There's a correlation there, also to a big move out of it, right? And then on the 26th, there was a correlation to an opportunity to open up a short position. Would have made money the next day as well. Overall, we would have left some money on the table, but it still would have been a very successful trade. And we did depict off of the high for the month. We were going to have a notable drop, and that's what we got, guys, on a multi-year chart. So I'd say pretty solid, not like 100%, but pretty darn close, my friends. With that said, let's get back into the December reading. All right, guys, so let's check out November real quick. We were at a resistance level. It looks like we hit a resistance level that was prominent resistance level around the 30th. Provided everything goes well. It's only November 10th, but we should hit a resistance level and then have some volatility from that resistance level. Looks like we declined pretty hard. Yeah, we declined pretty hard on the first from our first prominent high for the month. I'm advised to follow my intuition there on the first, and it looks like there's something out of our control, something that's beyond our control that affected the market in such a way that we declined today, or I should say on the first. On the second, we have a U-shaped dip. It forms within close proximity to the intersection of two perpendicular diagonal trend lines. And it looks like, so we probably go from like a prominent high on the first to a prominent low on the first. Like there's a notable move there. And then it looks like we probably have a U-shaped dip. Well, we have a U-shaped dip on the second. It looks like we probably end up higher than wherever we were on the first. We end up higher on the second. And then on the fifth, there's a fake out to the upside. A fake out and a crest. It looks like we rally along a diagonal trend line from maybe from as early as the 5th, but into the 6th roughly. We rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance to meet a secondary resistance, and then we pull back to somewhere between those two price levels. Looks like there's a significant gap higher overnight on this between the 6th and the 7th. And let me back up because I left out a few swing trade opportunities. So on the first, there's a swing trade opportunity involving a decline through multiple support levels on a one-day chart. On the second, a swing trade opportunity involving a decline from a crest down to and through a support level on a one-day chart, and then we turn around and reuse with the U-shaped reversal and come back and reuse that support as support. On the 6th, we have a swing trade opportunity involving a notable decline off of a peak or crest standing out on a one-day chart. And then again, we have, it looks like a significant move overnight to the upside. Yeah, significant move overnight to the upside, and then we decline throughout the day, breaking through on this is on the 7th, breaking through breaking through a support level that we had recently broken through once before. That's on the scale of a 1 month kind of chart. And both the 7th and the 8th have correlations. Excuse me. Both the 7th and the 8th have correlations to both theme cards, so it's interesting. There's probably quite a bit of price swinging or price movement going on the 7th and the 8th. On the 7th, On the 7th, there's a notable move higher out of decline there, it looks like, or out of a trough or decline on the 8th. Notable move higher. I'm advised to open up protection near the end of the day on the 8th. On the 9th, there's something involving a male ruler of nations highlighted, and we likely see more volatility there. So there's probably a significant high here on the 8th or 9th as well. And then on the 12th, we attempt to reestablish support. Looks like possibly at a lower level than where we closed on the 9th. On the 13th, and there's a swing trade opportunity on the 9th as well, involving a decline from a peak or crest that'll stand out on a one-day chart. I'm advised to open up some protection there. That decline might even have been like at the end of the day on the 8th, or that peak or crest. On the 13th, we have a move higher, followed by a full retracement. There may be a bit of like a holding pattern, and then we have a significant pop higher, and we have a month's high or near a month's high there on the 13th. There's a month's high either on the 13th or 14th. My sense is probably it's on the 13th or the 14th. There's also a swing trade opportunity on the 13th, or at that high, involving a notable decline through multiple support levels on a one-day chart. On the 14th, I'm advised to be cautious. Multiple false bottoms in the midst of a period of volatility with a sharp drop. And then on the 15th, we have another prominent low for the month. A prominent low for the month, and a fast sudden move higher standing out on a 1 month chart there on the 15th. Man, that one ruin always gets me. Or it used to, but I'm learning it again. Okay, so yeah, okay, so we go from that fast sudden move higher out of a prominent low on the 15th to multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance on the 16th, and then an eventual little bit of a decline off of like towards the end of the day. There's a trade opportunity involving the weekend, so like between the 16th and probably the 19th. First thing on the 19th, or in the pre-market on the 19th, trade opportunity there before a decline. Looks like we have a swing trade opportunity involving an unexpected move higher, standing out on a one-day chart. And the low for the day on the 19th involves a lucky opportunity and a notable decline to reach that low. So failed attempt to break through key resistance early in the day, followed by a decline through key support. That's on the scale of a 1 month chart. And then on the 20th, we successfully turned resistance on a 1 month chart into new support. There is another swing trade opportunity there involving a decline through multiple support levels on the scale of a 1 day chart. And there's a prominent high or crest here on the 20th as well. The two locations that are most likely the high, and I'll do some Q&A after we get through the interpretation, but the two most likely places right now are looking like the 13th, 14th, and the 20th. Somewhere between the 13th, 14th, and the 20th as the highest highs. Probably the 20th. And then we have a significant low the following day, so I'm advised to open up some protection either at the end of the day on the 20th or early in the day, like early in the morning on the... I'm advised to open up protection at the end of the day on the 20th in the midst of a notable move higher to reach for distant resistance, and we successfully turn that resistance into new support. And then there's a decline on the 21st. There's a gap down on the 21st to a prominent low, and then we have a prominent move higher on a 1 month chart, followed by a full retracement of that move, kind of creating like a triangle that would stand out. And then another prominent crest for the month on the 22nd. So a lot of back and forth going on here between the 20th and the 22nd. We should see some interesting price movements there. Resistance level on the 23rd is a significant resistance level. Matter of fact, a lot of the time what I'll see, I'm noticing a lot of the time what I'll see is that Ace of Swords comes up at like the high for the readings like time frame. It's been happening quite a bit, and then we fall from that time frame. Now it's usually like it's already a resistance level that's been met and was the high. So with that deduced, you could say this 20th year is most likely the high, and then we drop and then we pop again on the 22nd, hit the resistance on the 22nd, 23rd, and then there's volatility that increases into the weekend. 2 swing trade opportunities. On the 22nd, one involving a decline from a peak or crest on a 1-day chart, and the other one involving a decline through multiple support levels on a 1-day chart. And then the swing trade opportunity on the 23rd involves an unexpected move to the upside, a lucky move to the upside. Looks like there's a cash out opportunity at a high towards the afternoon part of the 22nd. All right, and so then it looks like we open either in a little bit, like with a little bit of a rally early in the day, and I'm advised to place a trade there in the midst of that rally because it's along a diagonal trend line, and then it breaks down first with a fast sudden move higher, and then it break down through that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down to reach another prominent low for the month. So when we look at the 1 year, guys, off of the high, there's a significant decline. We have the high at the end of the month after a significant move higher. When I say significant, we're talking on the scale of a 1 year chart here. Oh, and look at that. That success card is near the low. That's important. See, we've got that success card there. Interesting. My sense is the 27th may very well be the lowest low. It is a relatively bearish theme card, and it looks like we have the correlations to the wealth card here on the 7th, 8th, and on the 14th, so significant moves to the upside in the midst of what's going on the 7th and 8th will stand out, and then again in the midst of what's going on the 14th. Yeah, I think probably a lot of ground is covered here on the 23rd and over the weekend there into the 27th. On the 28th, we have a merger or acquisition of some kind, maybe an agreement between 2 leaders that impacts Apple significantly, but more likely like a merger or something, like they might acquire a company. And then on the 29th, we sell from a near overbought peak or crest on a 1 month chart. On the 30th, there's bearish price swings with a sharp drop standing out in the midst of those bearish price swings. However, it does look like we probably have a little bit of a rally at first thing in January, followed by another prominent low after a decline that increases with momentum moving forward into the month. Guys, that's Apple for December 2022. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And most importantly, my friends, make sure you follow that rule of karma. Channel needs your help. The universe needs your help. And your soul needs your help, my friends. So make sure you follow that rule of karma, and the universe is going to send it back to you tenfold in all directions. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please check out the video in our channel. Just search on the channel search bar, not the YouTube search bar, but the channel search bar. The rule of karma. Matter of fact, we're going to pin it. We're going to pin it up there so it's easy to find. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Okay, we're going to do a quick Q&A so I can clarify any questions I might still have. This is the shuffle, for those of you that are interested. Is December 27th the date of Apple's month is December 27th the date of the lowest low of December for Apple shares? Yes. Do we see the same price level as the low on the 27th any other time in December 2022? Yes. Is the price level on the low of the 15th of December for Apple the same price level, or roughly the same price level, as the price level of the low for Apple on the 27th of December? Yes. Is there a lower price level than the lowest low of December for Apple shares? Compared to the price level of the lowest low for Apple in December 2022, is there a lower price level in January of 2023? No. Do we see the same price level as the low of December 27th for Apple shares in January 2022? No. Alright, well, it looks like the high that we see, based on that information, guys, it looks like the high that we see on the 1 year, it may end up carrying over to into the 2023 reading, and it looks like it probably does, based on the fact that we have this, right, like a rally that came out of a decline. So we declined off of a high, right? We declined off of a high, and then we rally higher, I would say, rally higher out of the end of December and into early January with a fast sudden move higher. All right, guys. Oh, I should do the highs too. Is Apple's price level on December 13th and 14th the highest price level for Apple in the month of December 2022? Yes. Is the price level of Apple's high on December 20th the same price level as the high of Apple on the 13th, 14th of December? Yes. Is the high on the 1st the same price level as the high on the 13th, 14th? Yes. Looks like we hit it a couple times. And then is the high on the 13th, 14th on the 13th? Yes. Is the high of the 13th, 14th also on the 14th? Yes. So it looks like we probably see it twice there. In any case, that's AAPL shares for December 2022. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And most importantly, my friends, make sure you follow that rule of karma. I'll see you guys on the next one.